Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. Like you guys have already seen from the title, I will be trying on not trying on, but I will be showing you guys everything I've crocheted so far. It's actually 1st of April, and I did not make myself a goal, not like I set a goal, but I really wanted to be super productive and see how much I can actually challenge myself to crochet for the first quarter of 2025. Again, it's 1st of April, which means I want to make this recap after every 3 months. So I'm going to show you guys everything I've made from January up until March. We're going to go through the items. Most of these patterns are actually up on my channel, so I have a tutorial for them, or I have a written pattern available on my Etsy. I also want to mention that most of them are actually my design, so I am the original designer for most of this pattern. I think only a few items, the little tiny things that I made that are not clothing, were actually pattern from online, like designed from online that I did see and I wanted to make myself one. But all the clothing in this pattern in this video are actually my design. So if you want to support me, you can watch my YouTube tutorials and make yourself one, or you can also buy my written pattern on Etsy as well. I also have some of the design up on my website. In case you do not crochet and you would like me to make you one, you can also buy a custom piece from my website that will be linked down below in the description box. So let's get right into the items. So I just did go through my phone to see how many pieces I was able to make. In total, I was able to crochet 18 different pieces. You guys are going to see every piece in this video. I am also going to start from the very piece up until the very last crochet piece that I crocheted, just so you guys have an idea of what I made right after the other one, and maybe just a little story behind the actual pieces, since these are actually my designs. So I'll give you guys maybe a little information on how I was actually not able to make it, but what actually inspired the design, just so I can make this video interesting and you guys can have an idea. For the very first piece, we have this gorgeous crochet dress. I made this piece. Firstly, when I got the yarn, I wanted to make a green cardigan, but then I remembered my original crochet puff sleeve dress that I made three years ago, 4 years ago, and I thought, you know what? When I saw the stitch, the pattern of this, um, when I saw the stitch online, I thought I might as well make that particular pattern, not the same because it was made super different. For this, I made the upper part first, and then I made the waistband, and then did the attachment at the very bottom. But for the very first original pattern that I was inspired by, I think I made the lower part first, and then I reattached the yarn on the waistband, and then I continued to make the upper part. I don't even remember how I made that, but this particular dress was definitely inspired by that. I wanted this to be like a v-neck. The first one was not a v-neck, so I wanted it to be a v-neck, something you can do off the shoulder if you decide to, or just make it a bit fitted if you do not want the same look. If you look at the pattern well, you can see that the sleeve was actually made with a panel, so it's not like I made the sleeve separately and then attached it again. So it was a little bit different from the first original design, but I can say this is my favorite piece so far. I love it. It's super simple. The pattern is very easy to work up. So I wouldn't mind remaking this, but I love this dress. I think I'll rate this a 10 over 10. The only thing I'm probably afraid of again is just for it not to fit in a few months. But other than that, I love everything about this. I love it so much. For the second piece I made this crop top with a bell sleeve. I feel like if you've been following me for a long time, you know my signature for the longest time has been extreme. What's the word? Extravagant sleeve. Like, I just love when a sleeve is just, especially when I know the front and the back panel are already basic. I feel like the sleeve always just adds so much volume to it, and that was what actually inspired this particular pattern. The front and the back panel are actually a different stitch. I don't remember the stitch that I used. It's so sad because I really just switch back and forth with stitches these days. Back in the day, I would literally just stick to one stitch and make different pieces. But for now, I think I just get bored with using the same stitch. So I kind of switch my stitches a lot, which I think I don't like, because now I want to remember how I worked the stitch and I cannot remember the actual pattern. But again, I filmed the tutorial, so I can always go back and check. But I think I should stick back to my original design process. But yeah, The big sleeve was literally what I wanted to add it to this sleeve. I did not also wanted to make this an entire long sleeve. I wanted this to be a little bit more shorter so I can wear this during the summer, and also I can wear this during the spring now that it's currently spring. Super perfect for this. The color brown is literally one of, not even one of my favorite color, it's really my favorite color. Every shade of it I just love. And again, the sleeve is just perfect. I love it. It's delicious. This is the second item that I was able to make. I think I made these two in January. And I think the next two items were also made in January, by the way. So these are the first two items I made in January. Next on the list of items I was able to make is this crochet pants, guys. I'm a skirt girly. Like if you follow me even on my private Instagram, you know I love skirts. I feel like the only reason why I actually wear pants is because I live in Amsterdam. I live in Europe, so I kind of need to wear pants because it's cold. But if I have option, I would wear skirts all through the year. So I think that's the reason why I also don't make a lot of crochet pants. This is probably the third one, the third or second, and maybe I have two shorts that I've made in the past. But if you look at my playlist, you know I have an entire skirt playlist with probably 20 of them in there. That's just because I'm a skirt girly. So I don't know, for some reason I decided to make a pant. I don't know what came over me. Do I regret it? No. But would I make this again? Hell no, I will not be making this again, except maybe it's in the shorter version. But I love it. Nevertheless, I actually love it. I think this is the perfect pattern for winter. It's no longer the season for this pattern, so that is probably the only reason why I might probably never make it again, because I don't think it's something you can wear throughout the year because of how the pattern is made. I particularly decided to use this blue because I feel like I didn't want to use black, so I wanted to use something close enough to black. It is a ripped pattern, which means I ripped my life away with this pattern. Super long, like you guys see from the clip. I decided to use a drawstring for this. And again, because of how big the pattern is, it definitely took a lot of time to make, a lot of time. But I also love the fact that I was able to challenge myself to make it something like this. So I actually love that, the fact that I did make one, and I know it's content that I don't enjoy making. So I think it's always nice to experiment with stuff so you know what you like and what you do not like, so you don't, I mean, you can also obviously push yourself to mix items that you do not like, but most importantly, especially when crocheting is literally fun, I don't want to spend the rest of my life making stuff that I don't like. So I think it's nice for me to make things once, twice, just so I know what I like and what I don't like, so I know my limits and don't push myself through outside of my limits. But anyway, I don't regret making it, but again, like I said, I don't think I'll be making anything like this, except someone wants to pay me a lot of money to make it. Maybe I will, but I don't think so. I don't think so. This was the third item I made, by the way. The fourth item I made, I think this was also made in January. So this is the last item I made in January, and this is a lace top. Again, for some reason, I've used three different stitches. Just in January, I used four different stitches. So the first pattern was a very cute stitch. The second was a very cute. The third one, which is the pants, was actually a ripped pattern. So that is basic. But then for this one, I decided to use a lace pattern as well. I love this. I love this top. I cannot wait to wear this to a wedding, and you guys are gonna see why I say I'm gonna wear this to a wedding, because it's actually a set. But because I did say I was going to go step by step with the items I made, this is actually the third one. I'm gonna show you guys what the next piece is. But I love this piece. I love the color. I love the yarn. Let me come closer. You can see that it has the sparkle thing going on. That is just beautiful. The sleeve again is not anything extra, just a basic long sleeve, and it's a crop top, by the way, and then the v-neck going on there. If you see this piece together with the skirt, it's a banger. That's what I'm like, someone should invite me to a wedding this summer so I can wear this piece. And then when they ask me, where did you get that from, I'm like, I made it. I actually made this myself. I made this myself. I love this. I love it. And I also love the fact that it's so lightweight. So it's not heavy. I used a lightweight yarn for this, by the way. So it's super lightweight. And also it's a lace, which means it's a bit see-through. You guys will see what it looks like as a set in the next clip. But yeah, I love it. I love this piece. I think I'll rate this a 10 over 10 for sure. There's nothing about this that I don't like. Delicious. I love it. So that is all for January. I was able to crochet 4 different items. As you guys see, my crochet projects are usually so big. So I don't want to say I don't like making small items. I guess it's just not my thing. I've always been someone who crochet huge, big items all the time. So yeah. So yeah. The first item I was able to crochet in January, it's obviously a skirt. Again, like I said, this is my first wedding outfit that I'm going to wear to any wedding I'm invited next, except I'm maybe the bridesmaid. If I'm not the bridesmaid, I'm going to wear this to the wedding. This is a matching skirt for the top I just showed you guys, the last top. So I love the skirt. I didn't even make a crochet pattern because I was in such a hurry to finish it. I just wanted to finish this so I can wear it together. So I had no patience to film a tutorial. I did make a pattern by the way, but there was no time for me to film an entire tutorial because I wanted to finish it and see what it looks like. But yeah, I finally decided to make one part horizontal and another part vertical, and then I attached everything together. Also has a waistband actually that I did not cut off because I'm lazy, but there's a waistband to it, which means I can easily just put this on my body. That's why I love to attach waistbands to all my pattern. And then for the lower parts, what I did was I wanted this to be like a split skirt, but I did not want the split to be at the side. I wanted the split to be at the center for whatever reason. And then I made the pattern all the way to the very bottom, and also because the split was at the middle, at the center, I just thought an open space is just a little bit too basic, so I decided to do a ruffle stitch, just basically increased around the very front, and I just like walked my way, like basically from the bottom all the way around to the other side, and then from the other side all the way around. I don't know if it makes sense, but I have a written pattern for this in case you want to make this. I will link that down below as well. So this was the 5th item I was able to make from January to March so far. Next on the list of items I was able to make is this crochet shorts. This actual shorts was inspired by the pants, which is funny because I did say I don't enjoy making them. I know. But it was actually inspired because when I made it, I thought, you know what, I can make a short version of that and see what I would like about it. But then for this, I decided to use a slip stitch. Mad, I know, that's crazy. Like, how can you use a slip stitch? It took me forever, but I love it. I wanted to have like the neat look on a crochet, and that is exactly what I did. I think I love, the only thing I probably don't like is the fact that it's time consuming, but I love this pant and I cannot wait to wear this during the summer. When I made it, I had summer in mind. Summer was all over my face and mine. And then I decided to add this ruffles at the very top of it. I think one, because I was running out of yarn, and I also wanted to make a set of this. This is a set, and you'll see the top in a bit. But this is what it looks like. It's not short. I think it goes all a little bit above my knee, which I love. I also have a tutorial for this up on my channel. Again, this is an original design. All the designs I've shown you guys so far are actually original, so support me in the way you can. But yeah, I love this pant. It also has an elastic band around the waist, so it's super easy for you to get in and get out of. Love it. I love the color as well. I think this green looks so good across my skin. You guys will see in the next clip what it looks like as a full set, so you can actually have an idea of how delicious this pants are. The 7th, and literally my most favorite, is this my most favorite item so far? Let me think. Is it? No, I think I like the green, the first dress more. I don't know. But this, I guess the reason why I like this is just because of the pants, and together it's just a set. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to just going outside this summer, maybe to a festival with this piece. This was literally inspired by a festival. Not like I had a festival in mind, but I was just thinking about how I would look in this piece during the festival this summer. That's what inspired this look. I love it. Let me show you guys before I just take all your time. This is a off-the-shoulder crochet top. Now I'm even crochet. Yeah. This is the off-the-shoulder crochet top that is inspired by the pants, obviously. I did not again film a tutorial for this, but I do have a written pattern up on my Etsy store. But yeah, this is what it looks like. I used the same exact stitch that I used for this pattern, but again I blended a medium weight yarn with what's the yarn called? I forgot what the name is, but I blended both of them together, just the same thing I did on this, which is the waistband, I used the same exact stitch. So this is what the pattern looks like. And then for the ripped band, because I used a slip stitch for the pants, I decided to use a slip stitch for the band. And I decided to add a fringe to the side. I think this is what gives it the festival look. I love how this look together. You guys already see what it looks like. It's super cute, super beautiful. This is literally my second most favorite item, so I'll give this a 10 over 10. I love this. I'm gonna keep this for the rest of my life. Next on the list, we have a cardigan. This is the first cardigan I made this year. We have this red. I think on the camera it looks red, but in real life it's like this pinkish reddish color. I don't even know how to describe it. For this again, I used a different stitch. I don't know, for some reason, guys, like I said, I've just been playing around with stitches. It has this button on the side that I did take off one of my old dress that I had that doesn't fit anymore. It also has pockets in it, so I decided to give it two side pockets. So we have one here and then another one on the opposite side. And I also have added some buttons, the same exact buttons that I added to the side, to the pockets, to the sleeves. Sorry, I decided to add inside. This is the number 8 item that I've made this year. Super cute cardigan. This is the only cardigan I've made so far, honestly. The next project I made after the red cardigan was another cardigan. I made this blue. Super cute. This was inspired by the blue pants because I thought I already have a pant. It would be nice to have a cardigan that I can wear, maybe a white top. I can switch up the color together, and I also did not want to use just one boring blue color, so I decided to mix this with different shades of blue. And I also used a different pattern for this. It's not a basic stitch. This is one of those patterns that I found on YouTube, and I decided to use it for this cardigan. Again, it does come with some collar, so you can just like leave this open. It doesn't come with buttons because I genuinely just wanted to leave this open so I can have maybe like a white top or tan top or just something fun underneath, especially when the sun is coming out, and I can wear that with the pants if I decide to wear the pants outside during the summer. But yeah, I love it. I decided to play with the colors and switching back and forth with the colors. Of course, you can make this however you want to. If you want to use one color, I always say you can play around with this. I try to mention that in my patterns as well and in my tutorials as well, just so you know you're not obligated to just use one color or use the same color pattern that I used, because again, that's the fun part about crocheting. Like, you're creating your pattern as you go, you're creating your color palette as you go, and you don't have to stick to one if you don't want to. So next on the list, we have a bunch of little items that I made. All the projects that I've showed you guys so far are big items, but I wanted to, again, like I said, I just thought I wanted to make some little pieces, and I did. I made 6 of these. First up on the list, we have this water bottle cover. I love it. I used bulky yarn for this, and it's also a cotton yarn, so you can tell that it's very strong and steady. It also doesn't go all the way up just because, yeah, I want to be able to take this out and put this on whenever I want to. The next item I made is also a bag. So this is the first crochet bag that I've made so far. I haven't used this bag yet, but I'm looking forward to doing so. But yeah, I made this granny stitch bag. All these projects that I'm about to show you, these little projects were made from my scrap yarn. So I did not want to go back to the yarn store and grab a yarn to make these items. So I literally just went through my scrap yarn and found this super cute yarn that I decided to blend with the brown. But the next item I was able to make was this crochet bonnet that does match with this bag. We're twinning. It's a set because I love sets. The same yarn for these two projects. I also used a granny squares to attach everything together, and then I used the brown to go around. Guys, I think I look a mess. And I used the brown to go around with just a foundation set around the neck, and also to attach the two together. And I used a slip stitch around the bottom to get the ripped band look. Next on the list of items that I was able to make is this crochet sleeve. Then I wait to wear this. I also used the same yarn. So remember this yarn that I used for this what's this pattern called? This off the shoulder top. I had a little bit left, so I combined that with a brown yarn, and that's the reason why the neckline does look like this. If you look at the stitch well, it looks a little bit different. This is one of the favorite things that I made, and afterwards I made a book cover for my book. I used the same color pattern on this, and also add another extra brown that I used for the bag. I combined those two together. For this bag, I think did I use a pattern? I don't remember. If I used someone's pattern, I will link that down below. So this is what it looks like, and it also has this button cover right there. We are still in the month of March, so far I think I've made 7 items. I've showed you guys 7 items, so we have 3 more items. So in March I made 10 items. Insane. But obviously because of the little tiny pieces, then those I consider those like one item together because that was made in one video, if it makes sense. But the next item I was able to make is a crochet willow square top. You can see I did make myself a willow granny square polo. I love this. I cannot wait to wear this. It's so light. Like when I say lightweight at the highest peak. Super cute. The yarn does have like a glitters to it. It's the best yarn to make for summer, to use for summer. I don't even remember where I got the yarn from. That's the funny thing, but I love it. I love this so much, and I cannot wait to make this in so many different colors for myself. For my brother, I think I can make a male version of this, just a longer, and also making sure maybe the neckline is a little bit more longer than this. But yeah, I love this. This is literally the 4th or 5th. This was one of my favorite items that I made. My third favorite actually. This is my third favorite item that I've made so far. But then it doesn't end there because I decided to make a skirt, and that was what led me to a matching skirt. But of course, this had to be like a willow square, granny square skirt as well, just so I can match that with that. So right there, you can see that this is what it looks like. It has 3 layers to it. I did not want to make a straight skirt because I have a lot of those. I have a lot of straight skirts. So I wanted to make like a flowy, something that starts small and go all the way down. So what I did was I made 3 different layers, and the layers, each time I make another layer, I increase, because in between the layers you can see that I have a double crochet stitch going on right there. So I try to increase, which means the next layer is going to be wider than the first layer, and also the third layer is going to be wider than the second layer, if it makes sense, because I wanted the skirt to go flowy like this. It's also one of the pieces that I'm looking forward to wear this summer. I also have a tutorial for this skirt up on my YouTube channel. I will also link everything down below in the description box and also in the comments as well, so you can check that out. The last and final piece that I was able to make this year is a cute altered crochet summer dress. This is literally the dress of the summer, literally. And also the other thing that inspired this dress is my very most popular crochet dress. This is literally my best selling pattern. I've literally sold maybe like 500 copies of this pattern. It was also inspired by this because I wanted like the drawstring necktie thing that you can tie around your neck and also play around with the tie. If you want to do this, if you want to do that, just play around with it. This was the last item I was able to make. It was a little bit super time consuming because obviously I wanted to make this flowy. I wanted to make this like a bell dress, something, you know, sexy and flowy at the same time. So this was the final piece that I made. So that was it for this video. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your favorite piece was. I'm sorry if this was all over the place. I feel sick. I've had this bad headache for a few days now and I cannot get rid of it. I've been taking paracetamol, but it's just every time I wake up and sleep, it gets worse. So hopefully I can feel better soon. Feel free to check out the tutorials down below and also the patterns if you you decide to grab one yourself. I would appreciate you supporting me. That's the way I get to give you guys new tutorials every week because of your support. If you haven't liked or subscribed yet, this is honestly the perfect time, because the moment you leave this video, I don't know what else will make you subscribe or like. So like, subscribe, stay. Let's get to 100,000 before the end of April, please. We've been doing well. Let's get to 100,000 before the end of April. I appreciate you guys so much. I really do. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.